From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Holocaust Remembrance Day is a moment for Canadians to reflect on the consequences of ignorance and hatred. He spoke today in front of the National Holocaust Memorial in Ottawa and says Canadians have a responsibility to reflect and act on the lessons of the Second World War and to support the survivors and their families.
You have chosen to bring those darkest memories to light so that what happened will not fade into silence. So that what happened will never happen again. That is the power of one. One life, one voice, one choice.
He says it's important to remember Canada was complicit in the murder of millions of Jewish people during the Second World War because of its silence. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mark Carney's doubling down on that speech he gave at the World Economic Forum. He says he had a good phone call with U.S. President Donald Trump, but told him he meant what he said last week in Switzerland. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has told Fox News that he was in the room during that phone call and says Carney walked back his comments. BC's Attorney General says Canadian business figures need to think about their role in the events unfolding in the United States. Nikki Sharma is weighing in on U.S. Homeland Security's plans to buy a building in Virginia currently owned by the property arm of Vancouver-based Jim Pattison Group. She says Canadians are concerned about what's happening in the United States.
Just like the rest of the world, we watch in horror about what's happening there. And I think that calls upon business leaders across this province, including the whole country, to think about their role in what is unfolding there and to make decisions that would not lead to some of the outcomes that we're seeing unfold in the States.
The potential real estate deal has BC Green leader Emily Lowen calling for a boycott of the Pattison Group. Alberta's top judges have issued a stark warning after comments by the Premier. The province's 3 chief justices made a rare public statement after Premier Danielle Smith said she wished she could, quote, direct judges. The justices say democracy only functions when all 3 branches of government work independently and respect each other. Flight delays continued today thanks to a massive winter storm moving over the Atlantic provinces. Meanwhile, Toronto's biggest single-day snowstorm on record is proving to be a major test of the city's revamped clearing operations. Pop star Justin Bieber is tied with Tate McRae to lead this year's Juno nominations at 6 each. The Weeknd and newcomer Cameron Whitcomb are both nominated for 5. Comedian Mae Martin will host Canada's biggest music awards show March 29th from Hamilton, Ontario. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Vancouver Canucks star goalie Thatcher Demko is set to undergo season-ending hip surgery next week. It's not related to the knee ailment that sidelined him for much of last season, but he is expected to be ready for training camp in September. Tonight in the NHL, Toronto hosts Buffalo, while Montreal welcomes Las Vegas. Winnipeg is visiting New Jersey, and Vancouver hosts San Jose in the late game. Nova Scotia's Christina Black moved to 4-1 with a win over Northern Ontario's Krista Scharf this morning at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Toronto FC's search for a marquee attacker continues behind the scenes, but coach Robin Fraser says he likes what he sees at training camp in Spain.
Players that we had last year have really come back with kind of a renewed vigor.
The MLS club escaped the recent snowstorm in Toronto. Constant rain has been the only weather concern at camp. Toronto plays its first exhibition game tomorrow in a closed-door match against South Korea's Incheon United. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.